So I would like to discuss the film Mandela Long Walk to Freedom, and the genre of the movie is a historical drama who describes the time's disadvantage of being black, which they do by telling the history of Nelson Mandela in South Africa during the apartheid. And in the beginning of the movie, the viewer gets introduced to Nelson Mandela's childhood, where he grew up in a tribe, where he adds that he never felt seen. Later on, the film shows how he, as a teenager, went through a tribe ritual to become a man with a bunch of others. And he also describes how his father gave him his birth name, Hala, which means troublemaker, which he doesn't agree to, and he emphasizes that this name doesn't fit him or says anything about him at all. He never wanted to make any trouble. And to give this a contrast, the film later on shows how he successfully becomes a lawyer and how he appears as a defense attorney in a court where he is defending a case where a white woman is accusing her black maid of stealing her underwear. And by the fact that the defense attorney is a native and that the prosecutor is a white woman, and also by the fact that the native defense attorney asked the white woman to confirm that this stolen underwear was hers, she feels mistreated and disrespected, and therefore she leaves, and the case gets dismissed. Later on, Nelson Mandela gets introduced to the African organization called ANC, and first he's quite hesitant to join because he thought that their methods weren't effective enough. But when he arrived at their organized boycotting bus demonstration, he saw how many there were, and he realized that the amount could actually achieve something, although they didn't do anything criminal. Overall, Nelson Mandela appears to be a man who defies the time's prejudice. He becomes a successful lawyer, even though the apartheid affects millions of black people and increases their abilities to get a job and a decent life. And despite this, Mandela gets a family, a wife, and kids. But his childhood has affected him so badly that his appearance as a fatherly character is very insignificant. But he also appears to be a kind and loving man who would sacrifice himself both for his family but also for his people. And he also does that by joining the ANC and actually committing a couple of criminal demonstration and actions. Therefore, he gets sent to jail, and his fatherly role gets increased even more. Throughout the film, the line between black and whites is quite insignificant. They wear the same colorful clothes, where colored clothes often symbolizes wealth. And this is the case in this movie, even though that the black is being controlled by the white, because the Sophia town before the apartheid was a vibrant cultured community, and this is why the blacks look so wealthy. But Sophia town got destroyed during the apartheid, which also is shown in the ending of the movie. During the film, different examples of racism is shown. They show how the Europeans or the white ones in power makes different train entrance. They make one only for European and one only for natives. They make different or separated train compartments and toilets, and they also give black men a nickname, which is boy. And this is also shown during Mandela's time in prison, where they where your skin color gives you the right to wear different kinds of clothes. All black men got to wear shorts, where light-skinned or whiter people got to wear trousers, and trousers also symbolizes the ones in power, especially when talking about a family matter, which is also why Mandela says to his light-skinned friend that he got to be the father because he got the trousers, because also during that time the father was typical the one in power in a family. At the end of the film, Nelson Mandela gets released from prison, but during his time in prison, his wife, Winnie, had convinced the community to become warriors to achieve their goal, which is freedom and equality. And this has done a lot of bloody and deadly demonstrations, which is a mindset that Nelson Mandela is disagreeing to, and by the fact that Winnie has given the community such a strong and difficult mindset to I don't know how to say it. Never mind. But by the fact that Winnie had turned the community into warriors, and by the fact that she cheated on him during his time in prison, they together decides that, mostly him, decides to get divorced. And this incident is quite similar to the real incident, but the only difference from the movie and the reality is that they barely spoke at all during the time between the divorce and his releasing from prison. Actually, a news article says that she even entered their bedroom after he went to sleep. I don't know if that's right or not, but I wanted to emphasize it. But that was my discussion of the film Mandela Don't Walk to Freedom.